told me. Yeah, I never touched it. I'll be sure to remind him.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked at you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. You took your time with the call, I took no time with the fall. You gave me nothing at all, but still you're in my way. I beg and borrow and steal at first sight, and it's real. I didn't know I would feel it, but it's in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad, I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, and you should know that I missed you so, so bad. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, I missed you so bad, I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life,
With some breaking news this hour, people in the Urals in Russia have seen burning objects raining down from the sky after a meteorite exploded above the Earth, causing a meteor shower.
Honestly, I think
it was like,
story.
no, it was so lively. Like everyone was just like,
No, I was
like,
talking to
stuff
my
me.
teacher talks too much.
No, he always tells about his lifestyle. Sure was bad, sure was bad.
I know. Oh, it's that. What is that? Take it.
Yes, take it. Scared, guys. It's okay.
What if it's just cold?
Fast, because if it explodes, I'm so scared, guys.
Should we tell it to the police?
No, don't tell it. It's not. Why would you do that? It's
What if, but what if it
it
just
might be dangerous.
yeah,
No, we keep it for ourselves. Come on, let's walk fast.
fair enough.
Yeah. That's how you have to think.
Get long
We
one.
could. Okay?
Get long one.
What are you doing?
Let him have the bag.
What are you doing? That's mine, you know. What are you doing?
It's not yours. It belongs to us. It's a parcel for our planet.
What are you talking about? Powers.
What?
It doesn't belong to you.
Okay, well, you're crazy, but we want our bags.
I'm taking this before this gets violent.
Walls of houses shaking, windows being blown out, cell phones even reportedly stopped working in some areas. Now we're still getting the details. Details are still slowly coming in from officials. But what we know so far is that schools are reportedly being evacuated. We're also hearing that a zinc factory was hit by a piece of the meteor, but no leaks reported so far. Now, this has caused widespread panic in at least 3 cities. Witnesses reported the walls of houses shaking, windows being blown out, cell phones even reportedly stopped working in some areas. Now, we're still getting the details. Details are still slowly coming in from officials. But
Alicia. She'll be joining us. So make her welcome. Sean, if you could just show Alicia the ropes, that'll be great. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Sean. That was David. That's Greg over there. Come on in. It's the reception area. You got Alex? Just showing a new girl around. You could ask Alex if you need any letters written or that sort of thing. Next. It's a kitchen, fridge, you put your lunch in there, nothing in there. Yeah, that's about it. This is a staff room. Come in here for lunch, relax, whatever really. That's about it. This is a storeroom where they keep all the stuff, light bulbs, screws, nuts and bolts, nails, usual stuff. Yeah, just all that stuff. This is James, he's in charge of this department.
Hey.
Alright, just showing the new girl around.
Cool.
Don't show too much enthusiasm.
Hey.
I always wanted the world to myself. No government, no royalty, nothing. Shutting all the bad things out was hard for the dead side rising. Just another problem to add to the list. But when you have nothing, you start to appreciate what you had.
It's hard to believe they used to be human.
Get down!
I don't think we can trust him.
They're coming.
Calvin!
This is our extinction.
Teens across the globe are going crazy for the worldwide gaming phenomenon, Cerberus. Retail shops are going out of stock of this gaming sensation almost instantly. Created by a small company, Cerberus is all anyone can talk about right now. In the first week of sales, this newcomer has hit the gaming world by storm, becoming a big contender alongside international bestsellers.
Close your eyes, count to three, and breathe. 1, 2,
3.
I don't know what you're talking about. I saw you in the shop. I know something's wrong with the game. No one needs to know about this.
There's nothing wrong. It's your fault. You got us in the game.
Yeah, what are we really doing?
August 18, 2012.
I'm tired. No, I think I'm losing my mind.
I'm on my way home alongside Regent's Canal, and there's blood everywhere. I can't see much. There's something in the water.
Found my next victim. Her name is Sarah. It just seems to be getting easier as the days go by. It seems so sweet and innocent, but I know what they deserve. No one else have caught wind from my misgivings yet, and no one ever will. I'll see to it.
I don't want to point any fingers, but a couple of them evidence bags were missing. Okay, I got an idea.
This won't stop me. I will kill again.
The term love seems to be used widely throughout conversation every day. The meaning varies from person to person. With around 7 billion people in the world, love isn't just a relationship between two straight individuals. It can be between people of all ages, races, genders and ethnicities.
Love is a mechanism that should control everything, and it should be the most important thing that people should live for. It's controlled by many mechanisms of the body, I guess. It's an instinctive thing. Sometimes it's a choice, sometimes it isn't. It's compulsion. It's a force that acts upon you in some moments, or in the case of your family, parents perhaps, brother or sister. But usually it means an infatuation with someone, a regard for their happiness, their safety, their enrichment, how they evolved, their choices.
I think love is something that gives you the strength to protect things that are important to you, whether it's your friends, lover, family, or your dreams.
Love is putting someone's needs before yours.
I think love is something really beautiful. Can be between family, friends, or just lovers.
Right, love is, it makes you sick, it makes you forget about reality, nothing else matters, it makes you feel bubbly, and yeah, that's love.
I first met Charlotte at my mate's birthday. It was a fancy dress for cereal characters. I was of course Shreddy Man. Charlotte mistakenly got that wrong. I had no idea who I was.
And I said Weetabix.
Yeah,
even though I said it on there.
Clearly a Shreddy Man with the Shreddy's outfit.
What was the best bit about it? That it said try me hot as well.
Yeah, all the new stuff in it. But yeah, and apparently that was good enough to get some sort of interest from Charlotte. So
I don't know why I liked him. I just saw him there, sat next to him, started talking to him. I don't know, and I just thought, he seemed pretty normal. I liked him as soon as I saw him.
yeah, she seemed funny and nice.
And then I came to sit next to you and take photos of us.
Yeah, you kept getting taken
And
lots
then
of
I got
pictures.
my phone stolen, so
we
never
never
been
saw the
seen
pictures again.
and then we saw each other at
St Patrick's Day.
and it was really awkward because we both knew each other, liked each other.
Yeah,
Like,
we
looking
didn't
at each other.
actually. Yeah, no, that was funny. But yeah, and it was all great from then on.
Yeah. What happened was
We
because
Prezzo.
yeah, I
Went for a
said
meal.
to Dave, I was like, "Do you want to take me out for dinner on Thursday?" And he
This
was like, "Yeah,
Thursday?
sure. What do you like?" I was like, "I don't know."
Italian.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Then that was
And,
it.
Yeah, that was it, and it was a very nice evening.
And then Callum told Dave not to text me.
Yeah,
or
I wasn't allowed
message
to
me.
message him like within like a week, but I did.
So he did. He
And
rang
it worked
me.
out better.
What did he do?
I think I got to the restaurant early, made sure I had a pint, so I could actually talk and not like stumble. But yeah, and now we're happily together.
Yeah.
Like 1 year and
It was like the quickest
2
meal
months later.
ever. Though.
It was, yeah.
It went like that. So it's always a good sign.
Love, however, doesn't necessarily mean a physical attraction to a person. It also refers to a passion of a job or a hobby and the determination to be a success in what you love. For some, love can be felt spiritually, translated through different religions.
Hi, I'm Dave Darko. I'm a makeup artist and I'm 35 years old. Well, I'm actually 34, but I'm nearly 35 and that's what people say. This is my little world. We are currently in level 13 tattoo studio, which is an amazing tattoo studio. And they have given us this little spot here to do my little dark work studio thing, which is over there, which you have to turn. Come this way. Ah. So, yeah, this is where we make monsters and creations and lots of stuff. It's really good. I started off doing it when I was like 18, 19. I used to buy really cheap makeup and like fake blood, and I used to lie in the road and pretend I was dead and try and scare the public. And it didn't really work because it didn't look very good. I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and at a professional level, yes. So I went to college and studied makeup at Christine Blundell Makeup Academy, which is in Camden, and it's a really expensive course. So if you think about doing makeup, you have to have a look around for all different courses because that's a really expensive one. But it was good. I took the best I could from it, and like I started doing loads of zombies to start off with, and like horror creations for little short films. And then I did Resident Evil, yes, Resident Evil 6. Did some zombies for that, and that was really good. And then I did some theatre productions, and I actually got to do a theatre production in a big church, and it was all about Ouija boards and like scary stuff, and that was really good. And then I did the fashion show, and then I started doing some more beauty makeup and all that sort of stuff, which is not really my forte, but I think as a makeup artist, you've got to learn every single perspective of makeup. Yeah, I'm really passionate about this because I love like art. I'm really into art and I love creating characters and stuff like that. So it's really good to be able to do that onto real people and then put them in films, and then people watch the films and they're like, oh my god, that's amazing. So that's why I do it. It's like getting an impression and a reaction from the public, which I find enjoyable. I feel like a really bad Santa. What do you want for Christmas? A life? Right. This is Ink 1, I think Ink 1. This is level 13's mascot kind of skeleton monster thing, and they had a skeleton which they nicely gave to me.
She's a girlfriend, I believe.
I covered the skeleton in this kind of latex stuff, put wires into him, built his kind of poses using loads of different kind of materials. So there's kind of expanding foam for the guts down here, and some nicely donated trousers, which are good. And then you've got this kind of body armour thing, which is made out of cardboard and latex, and this kind of comes off. But I won't do it because his head will snap off. And so yeah, so this sits in the window, and it scares people.
Hi, my name is Delisa Rabucci Harknett. I'm 19. I'm studying HNC Performing Arts at Havering College. I've loved dancing and performing since I was probably 4 years old, and I went to performing arts school, and I just kind of got addicted to it. Like, everywhere I went, I'd pull people in to come rehearse dance routines with me, and even at lunchtime when they didn't want to do it, I was like, no, come on, let's practice, let's just And they're like, oh yeah, play football kind of thing. And I was just totally focused on that. And then as I got older, I kind of stopped doing that. I had a little bit of a dry period. Don't say that, that's horrible. I kind of just stopped for a little while to focus on exams and stuff, and nobody really knew I liked performing or anything when I got into secondary school until like one day in year 11, a motivational speaker came in and he was just like, hey, like, what is it that you like to do? And I was just like, oh, I like to sing, but like only in my room and stuff. And then he made me sing, and everybody was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know you could sing. And I was just like, well, hidden talents and everything. Yeah, but now I'm full-time studying performing arts, and hopefully I could have a successful career. Love it. Love, love, love.
Hello, my name is Wendy Garnett and I'm 62 years old and I'm a retired person who does some volunteering work in my spare time. I believe in the Bible. I believe that is the book that shows God's love for us as human beings and tells about the life of Jesus who died for us. And I made a commitment when I was young. I understood and went to church and was taken by my parents every Sunday and committed my life to serving God at that age. But as I got older and more things came in the way, I sort of drifted away. But then when in 1992, as a married mum with a little 4-year-old girl, I thought it was important that she should learn also about God's love for her and have the opportunity to go to church. And I took her along to a church in Cranham, and it was there that I did a special course which helped me to understand as an adult all about the Christian faith. And I then was baptised and confirmed in the faith because I wanted to serve and follow Jesus. In January 2007, my daughter had just gone off to university the previous September, and one Sunday morning I went to church and there was going to be a special service, and my husband followed me. He was a little bit old, he was older than me, but we were very much in love and we shared a lot of interests, and he was devoted to our daughter. But very suddenly on that Sunday morning he collapsed, and actually he did die that morning. I didn't know it at the time. I was in a car taking me to the hospital. Somebody was driving me to the hospital, and I had the verse from Hebrews, from the Bible, that says that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today and forever. And I knew that God that I put my trust in earlier in my life when I was 40, that he would sustain me and keep me going, because that was on the railings of the hospital in Romford, where I was going to go and see how he was, and sadly he didn't pull through. But that gave me strength just to know that God was going to be there as he had always been. And Psalm 23 from the Bible is a great comfort to me, and I just read it over and over again at times when it's very hard, when it is hard, because it's not always easy, but it gives me strength, and it is the Lord is my shepherd. One thing my faith has done for me is given me much more confidence. I used to be very nervous when I was young, and I can always remember being at a church and being asked to do a reading, and I really was so nervous the words wouldn't even come out of my mouth. But God has actually healed that, and he took me back to that same church to do a reading for my nephew's wedding only very recently. And the verse I was asked to read is from Corinthians. It's from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 to 7. And what it actually says is, love is patient, love is kind, It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. And it always perseveres. And I believe that is what God wants us to hear about how his form of love works. And if we were all to be like that, I think it would be a wonderful world, but sadly it's not always like that.
By my power I call upon the Ever-Night. By my power I summon that which has no name. By my power and the evil beyond all evil, I summon thee!
But that's not how it started. It started like this, playing card games.
I'm going to put this card down and this card. I'm going to attack you with one, and then I'm going to tap this card to bring out the instant shock. I hit you with 2 points of damage, which means you take 3 points of damage.
Playing board games.
If you match the bid that someone else has offered, then no one gets that credit. So that's why it's sort of nice to try and keep them secret.
And playing tabletop games.
What, other than someone kicking me bloody door down? Yes. All very, very, very inspiring. But suddenly there was a scream. And there wasn't just one scream. There were lots of screams. It just carried on going and going and going until I thought I was going to go mad. And the whole building was shaking.
All this meeting in a little hall or someone's house once a week. All this, it led to something much bigger.
I've been role-playing for about 10 years now.
The character that you had made on the sheet becomes you. You carrying out the actions that you would normally say and just letting your imagination take control of the rest.
I've been role-playing for about 14, 15 years now.
Playing your character, making them stronger, getting into fights with mythical creatures and gaining experience.
I've actually been doing tabletop roleplay for 30 years and live action roleplaying for about 20 years. I started just after I left university.
Meeting 4 times every year and letting your character become a grand master at a skill that you love. Let's say lockpicking, or maybe something simple like strength.
We have been role-playing for about 3 years.
Working in a team, it makes so much difference. Being different races like human, goblin, she, which is just animals, ogre, elf, or dwarves. And obviously you can use magic.
By my will, I raise forth the fallen souls of the dead. I bend them to my will. Do as I command for the wands! What keeps you going?
Friends.
What keeps me going is the younger generation coming in with new ideas and expand on the stuff that we've already been doing for years.
Yeah, the inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the fact of just getting out of the mundane.
It's like a computer game, but you can't look up on the internet what the end's going to be.
Socialising is the best one. Being able to meet people that you haven't seen in a while.
Summing up in 3 words, I would say it's fun.
Get to socialise with my family and friends.
Love in 1 word for me is combat.
Okay, sum love up in 3 words would be imagination.
It's educational.
And it's nice for the family.
Sum up in 3 words, I'd say it's awesome.
It's exercise. it's escapism.
Friendly.
No matter who you are or who you play, you're always welcome because people are just so friendly.
It's like any hobby. Somebody's going to love it, somebody's going to hate it.
No matter how old you are, it never gets boring. For your imagination never dies.
I also get to meet a lot of friends who live quite some distance away.
Family.
And it's a fantasy, really.
Creative.
And outdoors.
Family, fun and mud.
Awesome, brilliant, great.
Suspend real worries.
And it's interesting, it's unique.
These guns you see behind me are relics of the First and Second World War, something that for the new generations seems like an age ago. To be seen in black and white films and history classes, war feels distant and not real, and yet it still very much is. As times have gone by, the act of war has changed and evolved, becoming more driven by greed and power. Things are no longer black and white or as clear-cut as our history books would have us believe.
I think war is a terrible thing, and most wars are started and carried out in the name of dictatorship, greed and envy.
With the romanticisation of war in today's media, you can't help but wonder if we have gone too far. Do young adults of this country really understand what they're getting into when they sign up to the military? Or have years of violent video games and recruitment adverts misled them?
Do you think that young people really understand what is involved when they sign up for the army?
Well, I think today, yes, because they see the actions that were taken in Iraq and in Afghanistan and all those things, and they know that if they serve, or volunteer to serve in Her Majesty's forces, then they can expect to be, as Britain is trying to police the world, they can see bad experiences and risk their lives in the cause of ordering their commanders' officers.
No, I don't think they know what is involved, because I think they sign up when they're very young for the army is because they're looking for a job, and they think that's a secure job in the army, but they don't realise what it can lead to. So it can lead into a war zone, and unfortunately they're not prepared. Well, that wasn't a reason for joining the army, for going into the war.
Another argument can be raised that joining the army is a place where the youth of today learn respect and discipline. So it raises the question, should national service be brought back? Would teenagers benefit from a compulsory couple of years in the military?
What do you think of national service?
I think national service, which I did in 1952 to 1954, was very good for young people and for the young boys of today. They need some discipline, and I think that it would be very good for them.
So do you think it should be brought back?
Absolutely, yes, I do.
Okay.
I think, in actual fact, sometimes the youth of the day would benefit from, say, 1 year's national service, where they would learn to tolerate one another's religions and experiences and learn discipline. That one of the things is discipline in the services. You don't question an order, you carry out the command. They shall grow not old, as we the left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember.
Hello, it's Peter here from EBA Suppliers. Sorry I couldn't speak to you directly, but your phone wouldn't seem to connect, so I had to leave a voicemail. I'm really sorry to say that your job application has been unsuccessful at the current moment in time. We'll keep your details for future reference. Best of luck for the future. Goodbye.
You alright?
Yeah. Hello.
The start of something new. I'm ready to depart from what made me.
Alright man, nice to finally meet you.
Yeah.
So Matt, you're getting ready for your morning session then?
Yeah, 5:30.
5:30?
Yeah.
And I've just got a couple of questions for you. You know, about your swimming, your training. So what exercises are you looking to do when you get in there?
Just gonna do a warm up, like a couple of 100 meters, and then do a main set, and then just pull down.
So how long do these sessions normally last?
About an hour and a half.
I'm ready for your love. I'm ready for your love. I'm ready for your love. Whoa. I'm ready.
Yeah, working that skill.
Did you eat breakfast as well to give you lots of energy?
Yeah, I always have I don't eat big before I go. I always just have a little snack.
A little snack?
Yeah, a little snack, give me some energy after that. I think sleeping and that.
Now Matt, I heard you got like competitions coming up, so...
Yeah, I've got one this weekend, Essex Championships and that.
I'm ready to be on and shake my hands. Most of all, I'm ready for your love.
So how often do you come to these sports centres?
I go to this one all every day during the week, so 5-6 times. I might do 2 sessions there. I go to a few other ones, do long distance training at 50-metre pole.
How do you get mentally prepared for that? Like, what sort of things do you do?
You just got to have the mentality that you're going to win, and then it will come to you. Your training will pay off.
And who like inspires you to like be the best at the game?
Well, obviously the best in the world, like Olympians like Michael Phelps. Definitely, yeah, he's one of the greatest swimmers ever.
Baby, I'm ready for you to be by my side, by my side. I'm ready for your love. I'm ready for your love. I'm ready for your love. Yeah, yeah. I'm ready for your love. 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 I'm ready for your love.
And on the final day, he was a beautiful butterfly.
Is the hungry caterpillar real, Daddy?
No, little Timmy, it's just a story.
Gentlemen, we've got ourselves a problem. My God. We're dealing with mass murder. Murder! On the first day, he ate through an entire apple. But he was still so very hungry.
Never seen a virus multiply this fast.
Oh. On the second day, he ate through 2 pairs of people.
The hunger levels are off the chart!
What did you see, son?
He was so hungry.
What did you see?
I'm so very hungry.
act so different around me. Cause you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. Oh, just shut up. Just hold on. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just shut up. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just hold on. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just shut up. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just hold on. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just shut up. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just hold on. Different. You're a good girl and you know it. Different. Just hold on, come home. Just hold on, come home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, just hold on. 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 Just hold on.
There's been a murder. Someone in the government, a state official. This needs to be handled as quickly and as quietly as possible. We can't have the public panic.
Don't worry. I'll put my best men on it.
Can you turn that music off? Some of us are trying to work in here.
Apologies. I'm Detective Peters and this is Detective Miles Duffy. Who would kill a harmless politician?
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. London calling to the underworld. Come out of the cupboard, you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust.
Caught you! I'm your partner, you idiot.
London calling, see we ain't got no swing except for the rain.
Steady on, old chap. We can't get distracted. 2 more?
Battles occur, and battles come down.
You understand that we can't trust anyone, right?
This country is corrupt.
I'm not a murderer.
Damn pesky murder.
People's lives are in danger here, damn it.
Don't you know that everyone dies in the end, detectives?
And look here, we find a hair, a black hair, a 0.02mm hair, which suggests a carbohydrate-based diet. It can also be used as evidence to prove an energetic murderer. It can also possibly suggest an Irish background or heritage. The murder was committed in the dark, which suggests a man acclimatised nocturnal activity, possibly alluding to first-hand espionage experience and combat training. The ability to slip in and out like this can also be viewed as evidence to suggest this. Finally, we can deduct that the murder was achieved with maximum care and efficiency, with an attention to detail that goes above your simple consulting criminal. This man knew the who's, the what's, the how's, and the ins and the outs, and he knew how to get in and out without being seen or caught. In short, we're looking for a deadly assassin, and all reasonable doubt, a deadly threat.
done. I hear his cock's gonna be popping off. Bro. Yes. His cock's gonna be popping.
Yeah, bro, I can't wait, fam.
Hey, take some.
Yeah, fam. We'll do this quickly before I start driving.
Down it. Way.
Chain, nigga, that's strong, bro. You gotta mix that
Bruv,
shit up, bro.
I'm telling you, this stuff is the deal, bruv.
Getting that liquor down your boy.
Yes!
That shit's strong, innit? Chain. Man, getting liquor out here. Jeez, what you saying, though? Well, it's Christian, that man coming through, yeah?
I don't know about Chris, you know.
Hey, but
I don't know about that guy,
J-Man's
that guy's
definitely
kinda
coming.
long.
J-Man's definitely coming through, though, innit? Yeah, we'll go pick him up on road, though. We'll see what he's saying, innit?
I wonder what kind of music they're gonna be playing as well. I heard it's gonna be like mainly house and bashroom. What's Tafel saying though?
Obviously, I think my man's coming through though.
Hey, look!
I hope you're proud of me. Dude, I grew to be. Ingenuity influenced by your eulogy. Going through memories like they were movie scenes. I know I've been to shit. All these people fooling me. I admit, I guess I'm fooling myself too. There's just a bunch of shit I wish I could tell you, but this life moves fast. I never knew that yours wouldn't have lasted. The dirt hitting your casket like raindrops. I swear I'll let you know when the pain stops. For now I need to run to any place that the train stops. And everybody wanna talk to me about some business shit. Never really listening, couldn't get real interested. My days get darker, so the haze gets sparked up. All this hate sound the same when my name get brought up. You had a girl, I kinda wish you knocked her up, so I could meet your son and talk you up. Nothing at all. We would talk about life we live in West Virginia. Lost somewhere out in West Virginia. It's a dark science when your friends start dying. Like how could he go? He was part lion. Life goes on, the tears all dried in. Couple years gone by then. Can you please help me find my friend? I'll give you anything you need, multiply by 10. I heard he moved to a place where the time don't end, so you don't need money, all you got is time to spend. Your life's short, don't ever question the length. It's cool to cry, don't ever question your strength. I recommend no limits, intricate thought. Go ahead, just give it a shot, you'll remember shit you forgot. Cause way back then I didn't know shit, and I don't know shit now. When the world's looking hopeless, I'ma still hold shit down. Nothing at all. We would talk about life we live
Yeah, I found the case.
Where?
I was just lying there in some alleyway. I was just wondering what was inside it. You really think I expected all of this to happen? I should never have picked it up.
Where is it? I said, where's the fucking briefcase?
Guess you leave me no choice. You got no mother?
Yeah, kill her.
So, you don't know where it is now?
I told them the truth. I have absolutely no idea. They still thought I had it, when really some fucking guy came in wearing a ski mask pointing a gun to my head. What was I supposed to do? But these people, they came and interrogated me, and they killed the people that I cared about over something I had nothing to do with. And they think they can get away with this. I'll give every single one of them what they deserve.
According to Chinese legend, all of your encounters in life, it's said that God has arranged a special one for you.
However, that bond of fate is invisible to everyone.
That's what the water gave me. And time goes quicker between the two of us. But oh my love, don't forsake me. Take what the water gave me. Lay me down. Let the only sound be the pockets full of stones. Lay me down. Let the only sound be the overflow.
Two people connected by red string are intended to be lovers, regardless of time, place, and circumstance.
Was a beast of a burden you've been holding up a long time.
This magical cord may stretch or tangle, but it will never break.
And the ships all left to rest. That's what the water gave us. So lay me down. Let me
And yet that unseen person is your destiny.
be the overflow. Pockets full of stones. Lay me down. Let the only sound be the overflow. 'Cause they took your loved ones, but returned them in exchange for you. But would you have it any other way? Would you have it any other way?
This is the red string theory.
Also known as the red string of fate.
She's a cruel mistress, and a bargain must be made. Time it took us to where the water was. That's what the water gave me.
George, hurry up and pick a tape, man. Fuck you, Doug. I'm picking one out. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. The music's shit. I'm just tired.
How the fuck could you be... How could you be tired? You had a lane until earlier.
Don't raise your voice at me.
Fuck's sake, Emma. Hold on, Emma. Wait. Hold on, Emma.
Come sort me out.
Yeah, we kind of need it. I don't want to have the Spice Girls song on.
Look, that wasn't me, it's Doug's sisters.
What's this? Put in.
Take your shoes off in the back of my van. Yeah, Mr. Accelerate. When it's just hanging off your back. And she said, use your hands in my spare time. We got one thing common, is this dynamite sale. She's got a boyfriend anyway. So 30 minutes before I drop you off, all we seem to do is talk about sex. She's got a boyfriend anyway. She's got a boyfriend anyway. I love your friend when it's all his film. He's got a funny face, but I like that 'cause he still looks cool. She's got a boyfriend anyway. She's got a boyfriend anyway. Now I'm on the bed in my room, and I'm about to finish shoes, but you say oh. Do you say oh? 'Cause you take care of you. I couldn't hear that you finish shoes, but you say oh. You say oh.
It's obvious you have a thing. And if I've noticed it, then Doug's gonna notice it.
Me and Emma do not have a thing.
Why are you dating me? Stay. You alright, guys?
CD. Hey, you alright? Hey.
Yeah, well, we've got a concert.
Chelsea, I saw the top again in the shop, but it's still 20 quid. I need to get a job. Same
What the hell do you need a job for? You're going on like I can't buy you shit. Calm down.
I was just saying. Whatever, I'm going to meet Juliet.
Whatever, do what you want. I'm gonna go with you. Juliet's just come in, Emma and her are just having a chat. What the fuck is this, Jules? I don't know. I think that's crazy. Look at the next page. She's a fucking psycho.
What's up?
Guys, come look at this.
Oh my god! We touched for the first time.
Is it about George?
I think it is. We watch cartoons together.
Make out to Wonderwall.
It's hilarious.
Oh, what an idiot.
I'm a donut.
What are you guys looking at?
Emma's scrapbook.
Emma, wait. Wait.
I thought you were different.
Just let me explain.
Just fuck off, George.
you listening? I said, are you fucking listening?
Why don't you two sell my money and I want it back now?
Look, Tommy, we'd never rip you off like that, mate.
Right, it wasn't him, alright? It was me.
You see, the thing is...
Look, you need to give Tommy his money back, mate. No, it's my money. Look, I'm only trying to out.
You didn't look out for me the last time I needed you, Fred.
What do you want to do, kill him?
Not we, you.
Why the fuck am I here?
Freddie's been in upstate. I wanted to come to him.
You've been away a long time, so things have changed around here.
Well, we can take over just like the old days, me and you together.
London is my city, and you're not needed no more.
What are you talking about, Mick? Mickey!
Listen, he's been in the nick for 10 years. That's going to change him, man.
So what are you trying to say?
He's not the same guy we put away.
Okay, you all know Freddie King?
Yeah.
Okay, I want him dead.
Consider it done. And then enjoy it.
Tell me about him.
He's unpredictable.
Look, he's complicated.
He's a head case.
I'm ruthless.
I always like a good challenge.
I saw nothing!
It's one guy. How hard can it be?
Look, he's a liability. We can't even find him.
You will find him! Like I told you before, mate, things have changed around
Who do you
here.
think you're calling mate? I think you lost the right to call me mate years ago. When you left me to fucking rot inside. I fucking trusted you. You let me fucking go like that?
A debt is due. I'm gonna fucking collect it.
For fuck's sake, Freddie, we're trying to kill a guy here. You're doing jack shit.
Shut up and get it done.
The course is the Foundation Diploma Art Design. During this year it's like a preparation for university, so we try out different mediums like fashion, photography, fine art.
Just a vast amount of different aspects of art and design.
Is essentially to provide a foundation for anyone wishing to pursue a career in the creative industries. So what that means is, yes, of course, it's going to try to develop people's practical art and design skills, but it is also about professional skills as well.
When they come to do a foundation, they'd have A-levels or they'd have a national diploma, and they'd come on a foundation course in order to find out what specialist area they were interested in moving into.
I've gone through a lot of areas this year. I've gone through Frin, I've done a lot of 3D work, because mainly I want to go into interior architecture and spatial design.
I think my progression and my work ethic has got a lot better this year than it was like a year ago, just because I got to really explore what I wanted to do for the first time with the makeup, and I really enjoyed it. I think as the year went along, I feel like I understood more about what I was supposed to do and what I wanted to do.
We survey the students, we find out what it is they're interested in pursuing later, what they're enjoying, what they're good at doing, and then we redesign aspects of the course to allow them to achieve those aims.
This course really grounds you in the things you want to learn. You learn lots of different areas, and then you can choose what you want from then on and then go into a particular section you want to learn in.
Once you've done that, it's about building the portfolio and developing those skills in order to be able to achieve that goal. So that might be going to university. It could also be about looking into internships or other possibilities of trying to build your career that way.
The course here is actually run in an area where we run degrees, so we've got lots of specialist equipment. We've also got highly specialised and very well qualified tutors as well, who all teach on the foundation course.
There's all the lecturers and tutors who specialise in those fields, and If you need to know something, you can go up to them and ask them, and they're all friendly and will help you.
I'm going on to study fine arts at the Slade. As I progressed throughout the year, I started learning how to do different types of art, and it's really helped a lot in my development. I think it's very important for anyone that wants to go into the creative industry to do a foundation course. I would highly recommend you do it.
My final project, I was looking at how science fiction has influenced design. I thought I'd use traditional crafts like marquetry to show the visuals of touchscreen interface and sort of digital maps and circuitry, but apply it with marquetry, so it's got sort of the reverse of science fiction, sort of going back on itself almost.
This old bread bin from a second-hand shop that cost me like 20p, cleaned it all up and sanded it all down. It would almost be like a time-travelling pod. So I've got a trunk, which again I got from a second-hand store, and I'm going to do all this marquetry all on the inside, and again sort of like as if it was a time travel pod. This is from an actual keyboard. So I took the idea from that, how everything's all mapped out and linked, and applied it with marquetry. All the symbol, the circles and all this is all cut by hand. You'll have sheets of wood veneer with a black line in the middle, tape it down, and then I'd press it onto the wood and clamp it so it sets, and then sand it down so it's all soft. So it all looks like one.
Hello, I'm Frederick Dove. Welcome to Havering College and to Havering Asks 2015. Promoting among students here in North East London an awareness of current affairs and, importantly, of the value of debate in a pluralist society, that is the aim of this event today. In addition, on a practical level, Havering students are getting hands-on experience of working in areas such as live television production and event management. Over the next hour or so, our panel will take questions from a live and hopefully lively audience composed of students from Havering College and other local schools. If you are watching via the live stream, you too can tweet comments and questions via hashtag HaveringAsks. That's hashtag HaveringAsks. Let me now introduce our guests. In next year's London Assembly elections, Ivana Bartoletti will be standing for Labour in Havering and Redbridge. Ivana works for the NHS, sits on the Executive Committee of the Labour Movement for Europe, and chairs the Fabian Women's Network. Originally from Italy, Ivana became a British citizen this year and says she is passionate about London, which she has made her home. Environmentalist Craig Bennett has been involved in many campaigns, such as against fracking or to protect our disappearing bees. This year, he was appointed Chief Executive Officer of the campaign group Friends of the Earth. He's keen to take environmental causes out of a, quote, white middle-class ghetto, make them more relevant to other sections of society. Craig is one of two local boys on the panel. As a toddler, he went to the day nursery here at Havering College. Welcome back, Craig. And I gather you do not like white, warm wine.
No.
We might find out why later. Rania Hafez is a senior lecturer in education and community studies at the University of Greenwich. She's British Lebanese and the founding director of the network Muslim Women in Education. And she's a fellow of the Muslim Institute, which aims to promote pluralism and creativity and encourage open debate on issues involving Islam and Muslim communities. Since 2001, Andrew Rossendale has been the Conservative MP for Romford. In Parliament, he sits on the Foreign Affairs Select Committee. He wants the UK to leave the EU and is also particularly interested in issues relating to the Commonwealth, the British monarchy, and teaching British history in schools. Among his other interests are the British flag and animal welfare, two passions he combines by having a Union Jack waistcoat for his pet dogs. This is not just a rumour, this is true.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely true. Andrew is also very much a local boy. He was a student here when it was a technical college. So welcome back to you too, Andrew.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our panel. Now, we'll try and get as many questions in as possible, but let's have the first one.
Lucy Mason, President of the Havering Students' Union. Malala has said, with guns, you can kill terrorists. With education, you can kill terrorism. Do you agree?
Malala Yousafzai, for anybody who doesn't know, is the Pakistani schoolgirl who was shot by the Taliban, nearly killed, should have died, didn't, survive miraculously, came to Britain for treatment, has recovered, has won the Nobel Prize, is a role model for many people. She said many things, but among them she said, with guns, you can kill terrorists. With education, you can kill terrorism. Right, let's go round the panel. Craig, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I think Malala's absolutely right. The evidence is very clear. Yes, of course, guns can kill terrorists, and terrorists can use guns to kill hundreds of innocent people as well. But actually, if we want to kill terrorism, if we want to stop terrorism, we've got to look at the root causes as to what drives it in the first place, and we've got to be really clear about the methods that will work to address terrorism. If you look at the root causes of the conflict in Syria at the moment, for example, how did it really kick off starting? Well, you can trace it back very clearly to the war in Iraq that was led by the US and Britain in the first place. That created the conditions that led to the creation of ISIS. You can also look at a proceeding of the National Academy of Sciences paper published earlier this year that showed that a 5-year drought in Syria caused by climate change also led to a great instability and unrest and has been seen to have been a contributing factor, not the cause of the rise of ISIS, but a contributing factor as well. So when we look at that context that's led to the rise of ISIS and the terrorism that stemmed from that then we feel so tragically in Europe and Paris just recently, it's absolutely clear that guns or indeed bombs won't solve terrorism there. They will perhaps exacerbate the situation and make it even worse. We need to have a much smarter response to these kind of world challenges. We have to understand that they're multifaceted, and we have to really address those root causes by trying to make society a much more stable place. And I think although David Cameron won the vote in Parliament this week, what was very clear evidence to me that he'd really lost the argument was when he started calling people in what is a very complex issue, and we should respect opinions on all sides of this debate, but when he started calling people that opposed bombing of innocent people in Syria, when he calls them terrorist sympathisers, to my mind he might have won the vote, but he lost the argument.
Ivana Bartoletti.
Well, first of all, Malala is a wonderful, wonderful role model for all of us, and particularly for a younger generation. She's absolutely brilliant. And of course, how true that is. Education is absolutely important to me. I would like to live in a place where we say for every pound that we spend on defence, on army, on security, we spend £1 on culture and on education. Because education is absolutely important. And if we look at what happened in Paris, then what we see is actually those terrorists, most of them were French citizens and Belgian citizens, but what they wanted to attack was our lifestyle.